Hi, it's the 30th of January. This has been a long month. My name's Kate, and this is the ordinary good grief. This is the Ordinary Earth song. Why am I finding that so hard to say? This is the Ordinary Earth song. Tripping over my words, trying to speak too quickly. So yeah, I thought I would do a reading. I just want to see what messages come through with my oracle cards. I'm actually not sure if this is the right deck. I've taken it out and I've shuffled it, and I'm like, I'm not really feeling it. Anyway, how are you? I hope you are having a good day. Thank you again for watching. I really do hope you're having a good week. January wasn't too hard for you. I know it's a tough month. It is a month of... Wow, it sucks, doesn't it? I mean, it just sucks sometimes. January, Christmas is over, it's the beginning of the year. We've got everything to look forward to, and the whole year to anticipate. And the first month, for some inexplicable reason, drags its arse. But it also, I'm going to put these back actually. This month has both dragged and gone super fast. How weird is that? Time seems to be doing something weird. It's great. It's different. Why am I doing a reading? What's the purpose of today? What's the purpose of any day? Why are we here? Is that it? Why are we here? What's the reason that we, the people that are watching this, and me, why are we here? Why are you watching this? There's other really good tarot readers out there, really good oracle readers. I don't understand really why anyone would watch these videos, because they're so unprofessional. I just had this candle lit, something just dropped into it, spattered wax all over my top here, and weirdly I lit this candle to set the intention. And it feels like it's been thrown back in my face. So I did a reading yesterday. I'm going to share this with you. I did a reading yesterday, and it was a lovely message. It was all about discovering your own limitlessness, can't say it, in your own potential, and having a paradigm shift in who you are. And then I did a pendulum reading, and Hecate came through. I love Hecate. We are quite connected. And she just told me that was an understatement, but I'm just like, you're taking my word for that, right? Because you don't know what's going on in my head. And that could just be my brain, right, going. And then another entity came through. Entity was called Samael, who's been associated with Lucifer. Anyway, last night, after I'd posted the reading, this thought came into my head from nowhere, a thought that hadn't occurred to me, but it literally popped into my head. that it was possible that Samael, and this, I don't know how ridiculous, it sounds ridiculous in my head, because it is ridiculous, it feels ridiculous. People could be like, you've called up the devil. Now, I've taken the reading down, because I don't want it to distract. I don't want it to be something that other people pick up on, and then they're like, he's come back, he's caused all this, he's caused that, blah, blah, blah. And the reason I took it down wasn't because I wanted to. I asked the pendulum, and I said, is it going to be a distraction if I leave this reading up here? Do we as humans need to deal with what is going on without the opportunity to blame something like Samael, who is loosely connected to Lucifer from an old story that is connected to an Indo-European myth that was told by a group of people that came down into the Indo-European area when the Ice Age started. They all moved down from their tribes, they all moved down into what we would call Afghanistan and Israel and that sort of middle, and they all merged. They created a society, and that society told stories. They created farming essentially as well, because they had to. There was all of a sudden lots of people in city format, and they didn't have enough food to go around, so they came up with farming. And I know this because there's these guys who do deep dives into mythological stories, and the creation myth is one of the stories that they have talked about a lot. And Samael is in the creation story as the angel who was loved the most by God, which is ridiculous because no angel is loved above another. No one is essentially loved above another. And he came into the story as jealous of humanity. Well, he also helped a lady called Lilith, who had told Adam to do one because she didn't want to be his missus. She didn't want to be his go-to woman. She wanted to be independent. She wanted to make her own decisions. She didn't want to just cook and, be his submissive kind of female. And Samael was like, okay, yeah, great. Come over here and we'll have an independent life. And you can be free and you can do what you like. And for that, in this story, I am paraphrasing big time because I'm like, I don't know the full ins and outs of this. If you want to know more information, then you should listen to someone called Krakenford, who's got a really good YouTube channel. So if you're at all interested, look up Krakenford. It's C-R-E-C and Ford. It's like an old, I guess, Celtic word, Krakenford. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it stands for. But he talks about mythology. The Indo-European creation story is one of his favourite topics. And he talks about entities like Samael. He talks about the Anunnaki and the stories around their mythology, and how the Indo-European stories from the Old Testament, the Bible, and from Jewish traditions and Muslim traditions and all the traditions, because these people that grouped together, they then went, oh, the ice has melted, and they went off back to where they came from. They shared the stories. They moved, and stories changed over time. Blah, blah. But anyway, Samael was then given this status in certain traditions of then being Lucifer because he supported Lilith and he was jealous of humanity and he turned his nose up at God and blah blah blah. Lilith then gave birth to demons, and yeah, you know, an old story that not a lot of people know. So anyway, I had this sort of, he came through in the reading, and he's an angel, trapped by a story, trapped by a myth, trapped by people's expectations, people's belief systems. I'm going to light this candle. And I know that doesn't make him who he's made out to be. Other people, though, could quite easily, knowing the world that we live in, and the kind of mentality that some people have, not all people, just some people, it's possible that something like realising that Samael's come into a reading and that he was brought back could lead, and now I've said that, am I not going to post this one as well? I don't know. We'll see. And the reason that I ended up taking the reading down from yesterday was, even though 4 people have watched it, I'd love to know what you think. Even though 4 people have watched it, I've taken it down because it shouldn't be a distraction. It shouldn't be the means for us as humans to say, well, these things are happening. Los Angeles is on fire, which is absolutely awful. Trump is in power, which is equally as bad. And that's really not doing any service whatsoever to the people in Los Angeles, because seriously, they go through hell. But then we've got other things going on in the world, and you know, people will look for something or someone to blame. And a lot of people blame the devil already, right? And that's not fair to Samael. It's not fair to him. He's going to make his presence known, and he doesn't make his presence known. He's not in readings. He isn't someone that people hear from. He's not an angel people talk to. He's been alone. I mean, he's off now. He's doing his own thing. And when I say that, what I mean is, he's probably gone home. He's gone back to his energy, right? He's travelling around. He's going to other universes. He's exploring. He's like, I'm out there. He's doing it, and he doesn't need more of the people that potentially could be blaming or looking for someone to ostracise or anything like that. And he doesn't deserve that. I asked the pendulum. I'm going to ask it again. So you can witness this. And I also realised in that reading that my hand was like here. I didn't see that yesterday. So I'm going to try and do this so you can actually not see every fine detail in my hand, and maybe have more detail of the pendulum itself. Okay. Hi. Is this Mother Earth? Okay, is this Hecate? Oh, is this Samael? Earlier on I did a pendulum reading, and in the reading I asked if I should take the video down because humanity doesn't need the distraction. Did I do the right thing? for now. When I put it back up again in the future, am I going to post this reading? Will I post this one in the future? Okay. Did I do the right thing taking the reading down? Okay, thank you. Have you found your freedom? No. Are you still trapped? Is that because there's a lot of people that still believe? Are you trapped by me? Was that thought mine last night? Am I trapping you? Am I concerned about something that shouldn't be a concern? So this is my fear. Is it your concern? Is it something you're worried about? Like the distraction and all that jazz? Do you want me to put the video back online now? I will. And I'll post this one. Is that what you'd like me to do? So is this the observer effect? Last night, the thought occurred to me that there was potential the reading could be taken and you could be taken in the wrong way. Those were my thoughts. They literally popped into my head though, and I hadn't been thinking them. Will it make a difference if I repost the videos? Yes. Shh. Okay, stop for a second. This is confusing. I'm trying to work this out. This problem is in my head. Is it an issue? A real issue that other people... Okay. I'm guessing that you don't care either way, do you? Okay, let's ask some questions then, just to clarify. Did you cause the fires in Los Angeles? Are you the devil? Are you Lucifer? Does evil exist? Does negative energy exist? Are you negative energy? Is your intention to cause harm to humans? Is your intention just to go off and exist? Is your intention to stay here with me? Thank you, sweetie. You feel like a beautiful soul, like you feel like a very light energy, a gentle, loving energy. Were you ever jealous of humanity? Did you try to help Lilith? Did Lilith really exist? Is the creation story from the Indo-European culture that emerged because of the Ice Age. Have you been trapped? Have you been alone? Do you regret anything? Are you from Mother Earth? Are you from outside of this universe? Are you from Source? Are all angels from Source? And you are an angel. And you have your wings. And you have your freedom. Is this one of the first times you've been called forth onto Earth as yourself? Do people associate you with Lucifer? Are you responsible for any of the bad things that happen on Earth? Is humanity responsible for the bad things that happen on Earth? Should humanity take responsibility? Learn some lessons and stop pointing the finger. Okay, thank you. Are there any more questions you want me to ask right now? Am I going to think of more questions to ask you in the future? I know. Can you work with Mother Earth? Thank you. Should I do a card reading? See what comes out. Okay, well, I'm going to put that video back up then, if that's alright with you. Mother Earth, can I ask you please, are you there? Sorry Samael, I just wanted to talk to Mother Earth very quickly. Hello sweetie. Earlier on when I was asking about whether or not I should take the video down, someone said yes. Was that you? Is that because I thought I should? Did I need to have this conversation? Should I leave it down? My hand shook. Should I put the video back up onto YouTube? People are going to have their own opinions about everything, aren't they? I mean, that's just the way it is, because everyone's got a different opinion. And there are people that have very strong beliefs about things. And there are people that are very open and they can see the bigger picture. So it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter if I put it back up or take it down or leave it down. It does matter. If I put it back up, okay. I was just having a thought about something. Oh yes, it was about the hologram. Oh yeah, okay. The hologram, did you put that thought in my head? Okay. So, the hologram. If you can imagine that the universe and existence itself is this great big picture, which is a hologram. Holograms are amazing because in every single little part of it is the whole picture. So you can cut that hologram up into billions and billions of pieces, and you can get one of those little tiny pieces and look inside it and you will see the whole picture, which is just mind-blowing. So we have an analogy of this hologram. We're all a part of the hologram. And even though the hologram has been cut into billions upon trillions of pieces, each piece has the full picture. Every single piece holds the full picture, which is why crystals work. They hold the full picture. So do we. Every single one of our atoms holds this picture. And we're formed to make a part of that picture. So not only do we hold the picture within us, but we are also an image within the picture. And it is possible, and it is true that we are both the whole picture and an image within the picture, because we are an expression of an element of the picture that is the whole hologram. Because we are the expression of an element of the full picture, and the full picture is of everything. The full picture is of every single potential possibility, probability, likelihood, opportunity, choice, everything that exists. And we are expressing one element of that, and in that expression we are holding the full picture because we are made of it. But we are also expressing a very small part of that picture. We are an element of the image itself. As is all things. As is the earth. As is Samael. And Hecate. And fire. And ice. And the crystals. Every human being, every animal, every plant, every planet, every sun, every solar system, every galaxy, everything holds the whole picture, is made of the whole picture, but is also an expression of part of that picture. I'm told to tell you, bear that in mind when we're doing the reading. Okay, so now we're going to do a card reading. Thank you. I have the worst pins and needles in my hand. Thank you. Okay. Which cards am I using? Which cards am I using? Okay. I wouldn't have thought those ones. Oh, I can't see why not. Why not? Hecatoan path. She's another entity. She's lovely. She's bloody amazing. Changed over time. Her energy has changed over time. How she expresses her energy has changed over time, because what we believe, how we believe it, how we express that belief, what we expect from her energy, it all comes through in different ways. And she is very obliging, as is all energy, as are all energy beings. They're very obliging. They will give us the experience that will take us down either the path that we are on, path of least resistance, hopefully, or they will take us down and into an experience that we asked for before we came here. So that's one thing. And that's part of the picture, that's part of the hologram. Before we come to Earth, bear in mind there is no purpose, there is no truth, but we can choose experiences before we come to Earth. We can say, in this lifetime, so I genuinely, in my lifetime, I genuinely have the impression that I chose very specific things to happen in my life. I chose every single one of the damn things that happened. All the things that challenged me massively, all the things that caused a dark night of the soul. I think I chose working in a bookshop, because I knew I was going to work in a bookshop when I was a kid. I just knew it, and I did. Now, why would a child want to work in a bookshop? I guess it's good. There's books. I loved books. Genuinely love books. I used to read a lot. I don't read as much anymore. I need to read more, don't I, actually? I need to get some book itch going on. I haven't read a good book in ages. Yeah, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Why do you watch this? What was I talking about? Was I talking bollocks? Probably. I think I was talking bollocks. That's what it was. You know, it's that sort of impression I've got, that it just slipped away because it was bollocks. So let's go into the reading. Can you see that? It's got raising power by speaking. Whoa. Okay. Oh, two there. Messages and illumination. Bringing light. Light. There's light there. There's light there. There's light there. Let's go shift that over a little bit. And yes, the light is actually now fully shining on the cards, which are uber shiny, and it's going to make it go darker if I do that. Can you still see the cards? So I can't tell because you're on my phone. You are on my phone right now, and I'm hoping you can see that. I'm just going to go with it. Oh, I don't know, that's bad. That is poor. Okay, let's move this one over then. Is that any better? I've got these two candles. Oh, I burped. I do apologise. How absolutely rude and disgusting of me. Anyway. Raising power. In that order, didn't it? Raising power. Messages. And illumination. These all say the same things to me. And it's telling me actually, Oh my god, you're being absolute dick. Sort your cards out, please. What's going on? Either my hand is too close, or this bloody light's not... I mean, it's rubbish. Okay. How do I make this any better? Oh, that just makes it look dark and mysterious. But that will have to do. Okay. These are the Hecate cards. Raising power by speaking, expressing yourself, finding that voice within, listening to yourself, listening to the messages that are coming through. So whether that's through, if you decide to use Oracle yourself, and I really do recommend that for everybody. I mean, I bought most people in my family a deck of Oracle cards. I just reviewed what was available and matched them up to the ones I thought they would like. I also gave them an option to go through my decks and choose some, because they need to resonate. So yeah, I would recommend everybody have as a deck of Oracle cards, at least one, because they all say something slightly different. But they all say something very similar as well. They all talk about messages, listening to your inner voice, finding a means to listen to your intuition, to really dig deep and connect to that side of yourself so you can find your own inner guidance. So raising your power, listen to messages, illumination, bringing light, raising power, receiving messages. Messages might not necessarily be a voice in your head. It could be in an oracle card. You might be a tarot reader. You might be a scryer. You might use pendulum, which pendulum's fairly limited because you can really only ask yes/no questions. And I do tend to get to a point where I'm like, what other questions can I possibly ask to dig deep enough to get to a closer element of truth here? Because sometimes you can tell it's going, can't really answer that question completely because it's slightly more complicated than that question's actually asking. So that's sort of like a yes, no. Get that with the dowsing rods. I will remember that, and it will trickle off my tongue one day. Dowsing rods. It will just come out. Dowsing rods. What other methods are there of getting a message? Oh, synchronicities. So, I did some training. I did some psychic training. One of the activities is to ask for an image, 10 things, so 10 separate things, to give you an image or a word or something that you will see in the next 24 hours to confirm this. And like the first image that came into my head was like, Pegasus. Pegasus. How often do you see Pegasus? It was like the rearing up, sort of, with the wings and everything. And, yeah. Next 24 hours, I was seeing Pegasus everywhere. Literally everywhere. It was on TV, it was in books, it was in magazines, it was on the train, it was... I was just like, what's going on? Is this, you know that thing where you buy a car, you don't really see very often, but you see this car and you buy it, and then you think it's quite a unique car, but then you're like, oh, there's my car. And then the next day you're like, oh, that's not... And just start seeing your car everywhere, like different number plates. You're like, oh. And that's because you bought a car, and now you're seeing it everywhere because you've bought it. So it's the same sort of principle, I guess. But what you've actually done is you've asked for what that thing is you're going to notice. beforehand. You've gone, just to prove you're there, could you give me an image of things I'm going to see in the next 24 hours to prove that you are there? And then it gives you that image. And as soon as you've got that image in your head, you will see it. Unlocking. Learning to unlock. By raising your power, receiving messages, bringing illumination, and by doing that you're unlocking. And Hecate is the holder of the keys, right? She's at the crossroads. She's about that transition. We have to make a decision. And bringing illumination, she also carries the torches. Retreat. Does that mean run away? No. I think that means find your own space to be in. Move out of that space of other people's expectations and find space for you, so that you can raise your energy, your power, so that you can get the messages, so you can do that real clarity and that real clarification for yourself, that thinking, that meditating, that tapping in, that kind of what's going to work for me, because everybody's going to work differently, everyone works differently, and everyone will work and resonate with different things. So unlocking all of this stuff will involve retreating, finding some space to be on your own and not to have other people's expectations put on you, just for a little while, so that you can be outside the loop of humanity just for a little while, so that you can leave the expectation of being a human person and delve into the realm of being something other. Yeah, beautiful. What a beautiful thing. I love the fact that the light's not that's way too many cards. I love the fact that the light's not working with these cards, because it really makes them pop. It's all dark and mysterious, and these cards are built for that dark background, light drawings. Works really bloody well. And by doing all that, you get stability. Stability of self, stability of your own inner guidance, stability of retreating into yourself, out of, literally running away from, or retreating from humanness, human obligations for a while, human expectations, human words, labels, just figuring some stuff out. Figuring it out, just every now and then, just like, I think it has to be something that needs to happen more than once, right? You're not going to figure everything out one time. It's a continual process. So this retreating and raising your power and listening and getting messages and unlocking isn't a one-off process. It's a continual process. It never stops. You're constantly unlocking. You're constantly raising your power. You're constantly listening. You're constantly looking for messages and signs. It sounds exhausting, but it's really not. It really isn't exhausting at all, because it's energizing. It's freeing. You're freeing a part of yourself. And you do that by retreating. And you find the freedom of it by retreating away from This is where the hermit comes in, I guess. And there's always a time when you come out of hermit mode. And you can be in hermit mode for half an hour a day. An hour a week. Boom. I hit my phone. Oh no, don't you dare, young man. I don't know why I became northern. My northern lass got me fitment. One of my favourite episodes of Most Haunted was when I went to 13 East Drive and the neighbour was like, I'm called up my 19-foot fitment, which is basically, it's a wardrobe. It's where you put your closet, where you put your clothes, right? But she called it a fitment. She was talking about a black monk that came from the house next door and crawled up her fitment. And every now and then I burst into northern. Can you see that? Ask your spirit guide. And that's just a general nice message, isn't it? If the world around you seems turbulent, stop. Is anybody here feeling turbulent? Is that why the message of retreats come in? Find stability. Ask your spirit guide for guidance. Raise your power. Messages. Illumination. Is anybody watching this reading right now going through a phase of feeling unstable and like you a bit lost? I'm sort of getting that impression. I don't know. I know I think that's how I've been feeling. Actually, in the past day, been out of sorts. I've genuinely, actually thinking about it, I wanted to just run away. Work's doing my head in right now. It's so human. it's the most humanist thing you can possibly do. And it's really, I'm finding it more and more challenging to, what's the word? That's care. That it's, yeah, and maybe this is talking about me then. And if there's anybody else here that's feeling the same way, this is a good reminder. Take some time out. Ask your spirit guides for guidance. Connect. Find a way to connect. Find a way to listen. Find a way to retreat. Raise your power. Your personal inner power. And get to that illumination. That's the final card. Be the best version of yourself and start today. No pressure. No pressure. It's quite a demanding card, that one. Be the best version of yourself and start today, or else there'll be trouble. And we'll come up there and I'll bust you up, and then you'll know you've failed. So that one there, I'm finding quite challenging, because it's very much sort of like, be the best you, or start today. Right, so that's telling you need to know who the best you is, and that's who you need to stick to. I don't like that one. It's a pretty card, and it's a nice enough message. There's nothing wrong with the message. It just feels aggressively positive, and to maintain that can be quite difficult. Start today. But then there has to be a start point, right? There has to be a starting point. Be the best version of yourself, which is something that you should do anyway, right? Everybody should be trying. Why would you try to be worse? Why would you try to be the worst version of yourself? Today, I am going to be the worst version of me. Because I can. And I'm going to start that today. I don't know what's come over me. That feels really weird. I think I've gone with because I've been talking about the fact that this is an ongoing non-stop process, and you don't just find out who you are now. You know, like today I'm like, oh, I know exactly who I am right now, and that's who I'm going to be for the rest of my life. That is literally not the way it works. But you can discover who the best version of you is right now, and then you can choose to be that person moving forward. Just remember to keep yourself open to better versions of yourself. Keep yourself open to the potential and the possibility that there may be something that you've missed. You might be the kind of person that's like, do you know, I am bloody fantastic actually. I am amazing. All of the time. 100%. I'm not flawed. I don't make mistakes. Everybody loves me. I am great. And I'm sure there are people out there like that. Generally though, I think they're called narcissists. But it could also be uber confidence, self-confidence, or it could be masking. It could be masking a lot of insecurities. So in that case, then there's an internal sort of doubt going on. I think in one of my other readings we talked about finding that you are continually changing, and that there's an element of you that will never sit still. And I couldn't resonate with that more. I do agree with if the world around you seems turbulent, then stop. Does that mean stop the world around you? No. You can't do that, can you? It's impossible. The world don't stop turning for no one. But what you can do is retreat. You can step away. You can be like, do you know what? This is bollocks. I don't need this right now. I'm worth more than this situation. I deserve better. Or this energy right now is doing me literally no good whatsoever. It's not who I am, and I don't want to be a part of it. Step away. 100%. Ask your spirit guides for guidance. Ask them to show you signs. Ask them for signs that will take you down the road of stability. Ask them to illuminate your path. And they will illuminate your path. You'll see repeating numbers. You'll hear words in songs that you've never heard before. You'll get an oracle deck maybe. You might have one already. But actually asking real questions. Or just, one of the best questions you could ever ask is there anything I need to know? Is there anything you would like to tell me? It's a great question. We've got so much potential we can unlock. So much potential. I'll put those cards away now. Oh. Again, Thank you for watching. And again, I have no idea why you keep watching. I love it. I love the fact you do keep watching, but don't keep watching because I said that, obviously. Keep watching because you want to, in your own head, in your own heart, in your own mind. And head and mind, are they the same thing? No. Okay, I just got... No, the mind doesn't exist in just the head. It's in the entire body, and not just the 3D body, but the... Sorry. Oh my god. Oh dear. I'm so bad at editing. Take that out. I don't know. I might leave it in. I am the type of person that will burp in a meeting just for kicks. I don't take life very seriously. I think that's why I'm finding work so challenging, is because I am expected to take things quite seriously at work, and I'm just like, you know what? It's not really worth it, is it? I mean, it's not the end of the day. Oh. But I take it so seriously. It's so dry. It's a good place to work. Really good people. I'm not complaining about that. Anyway. Again, I've lost my train of thought. I burped and it distracted me. It completely took me off piste, changed the subject, and then my brain's gone. Duh. No idea. When I watch this back, I'll be like, oh, I was saying something really good then. Really good, yeah. And that'll be that. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, I guess that's that then. Nearly an hour for this one. I do apologise about burping. I apologise this is an hour, and thank you for watching. Yeah. I'll see you. We'll see my hands soon. Okay, take care. Thank you. Oh, that's what I was going to say. All the stuff about Samael. I'm going to republicise the reading and just be like, sod it. Let's see what happens, because I don't think it's... I mean, that was obviously a personal doubt in my head. I don't know why that thought came to me. It just popped into my head. Now, that could have been my shadow self who just went, by the way, it's completely possible that they might take the Samael thing a bit of the wrong way. And I remember having this conversation, being like, do you know what? I don't really think Samael cares. But the voice was very naggy. So it was that own personal little doubty thing going on in my head there. I think it just played on my mind until I got to this evening, and I was like, sitting downstairs, thinking about it. I was like, I'll go upstairs and I'll ask the pendulum. I asked the pendulum, and they said, yeah, take it down. So I took it down. Then I asked them in a reading, in a call, see, work, Teams calls, do them all the fucking time, in a reading, and they say, you can leave it up. You can leave it up because you're the one who wanted to take it down. We just agreed with you. And they do that, by the way. They give you what you want. And that's the observer effect that I was going to talk about earlier, and which I now remember. The observer effect. If you observe a thing, you are helping to create that thing into what it is. I will explain this in more detail at another time. Quantum physics, look it up, the observer effect. But part of that was I had the thought I should take it down. And then as I was doing the pendulum and it was saying, yeah, take it down, It was giving me the answer I was expecting, which is why the pendulum isn't perfect. Because it will give you what matches your expectation at that time. It will give you other things as well a lot of the time, especially if you've managed to step aside for a moment and just be like, I'll let you give me the answers. I'm not going to try and manipulate what answer comes through. But it is possible to override that with something you think is true. It's complicated. The pendulum is connected to you, obviously, you're holding it. So there is a certain amount of influence that you have on the pendulum. So I wouldn't 100% say the pendulum is completely reliable. But I would say when I'm able to step aside and just let it go, it gives clearer messages. And in this instance, it gave me a mixed message because I wasn't stepped aside completely. I was still involved. I was still very much kind of almost insistent, I think. I did feel quite insistent that it was the right thing to do. So they were just agreeing with me at that point. And I think they were agreeing with me at that point because it didn't matter either way. I don't think it really matters either way. I like that reading. I like the reading I did yesterday in general. I like the message that came with it. I like the whole thing. And I know only 4 people have seen it, and probably only 4 people will ever see it. If any more than that do see it, then fantastic. But if, and let's just see what comes of it. It could be a massive distraction, but I doubt it. It'd only be a massive distraction if way more than 4 people had seen it. We'll see what happens. Anyway, sorry, just added another 5 minutes to that. Not done with 2 minutes to that. So I do apologise. I am now officially rambling, so I will go, and I seem to be doing these every day now, which I didn't think was possible after a day at work. But I need it. I need it. Anyway, I'll see you soon. What's going on? Anyway, I'll see you soon. Take care. Thank you. Bye.